Are you feeling overwhelmed by debt and unsure which path to take? You aren't alone. With Canadian insolvencies at a 15-year high, choosing the right solution is the difference between losing your assets and a total financial fresh start. In this video, Brandon Smith breaks down the critical differences between a consumer proposal and bankruptcy under the Canadian Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act. I am Avatar Ira Smith, president of Ira Smith Trustee and Receiver Inc. Right now, the real Brandon Smith and I are helping consumers, entrepreneurs, and their companies, just like you, fix their debt problems. We are a true family business. We are not for everyone. But if we take you on as a client, we make you a promise that we will treat you with the utmost of respect, and you will always deal with a licensed insolvency trustee, not a clerk, not an associate. So, if you have any questions at all about this video or anything else, give us a phone call. We would love to speak with you. I hope you can watch until the end of the video and you find the information helpful.
One of the most frequently asked questions is, what is the difference between bankruptcy and consumer proposal? Welcome to this explainer. Look, we're pitting these two legal heavyweights against each other in the ultimate financial showdown. If you've been tossing and turning at night worrying about debt, you need to know the stakes here are absolutely massive. But hey, the good news? These solutions are incredibly powerful, and you're about to take back control. So let's just dive right into it. This debt question, it's a massive stressor for so many families. People are downright terrified, thinking both of these options mean losing absolutely everything and ruining your life forever. But as we're about to see, that just couldn't be further from the truth. Before we even compare them, let's process a truly staggering number. $113.4 billion. Yeah, billion with a B. That is Canada's record credit card debt right now. Honestly, if you're feeling completely crushed by what you owe, or if these sky-high interest rates are just draining your bank account, listen to me. You are absolutely not alone. You're just an honest person caught up in a really tough economy. To put that into perspective, last year alone, over 100,000 Canadians filed for insolvency to escape that exact crushing weight. Think about that. That's enough people to fill a massive sports stadium. People are taking real action to protect their families. But here's where the story gets really surprising. Get this, almost 80% of those insolvencies, they're actually consumer proposals, not bankruptcies. No way, right? The vast majority of Ontarians are using this legal cheat code because it offers vastly superior asset protection. So why is there still so much confusion out there? Well, that brings us to toxic street myths versus legal facts. Let's clear the air. Okay, biggest myth of all. You lose everything. The fact? You keep your assets. This is absolutely crucial, guys. A consumer proposal is specifically designed to protect things like your home equity and your car. You literally keep them. And hey, even if you do file for personal bankruptcy, there are strict provincial exemptions in place so you don't lose your basic necessities. You are never going to be left empty-handed on the street. Next up, the myth that a raise at work goes straight to your creditors. Fact is, you keep your bonus. In a consumer proposal, your monthly payments are completely locked in, frozen. If you get a promotion, a fat bonus, or decide to take a side hustle while in your proposal, you keep every single penny of that extra cash. Your payments simply do not budge. Now, you might be wondering, why is that locked-in payment so vital? Well, it comes down to something called the surplus income requirement. This is a rule specifically for bankruptcy. Basically, if your income goes above a certain government-set limit, you actually have to surrender a portion of that extra money to your creditors. It's kind of like a penalty box. And that penalty mechanic is exactly why working professionals strongly prefer the predictable fixed payment of a consumer proposal. Okay, let's tackle the monster under the bed, the myth that your credit is ruined forever. The fact? It's actually a fast financial rebuild. With a consumer proposal, you get an R7 rating that lasts for exactly 3 years after you complete it. Now, bankruptcy does carry a more severe R9 rating for up to 7 years, but listen, carrying high-interest debt that you can't pay is already trashing your score. Taking a short-term hit to legally wipe out your debt, that lets you rebuild so much faster than just treading water with minimum payments forever. Here's a huge one. The myth that only lawyers can stop wage garnishments. Actually, scratch that. The fact is, you need a licensed insolvency trustee. Those expensive, unregulated debt consultants, they cannot save you here. You need a federally regulated expert, specifically someone like Brandon Smith, Senior Vice President at Iris Smith Trustee and Receiver, Inc., to legally halt those aggressive collections. They're the absolute go-to experts for all things insolvency in Volun and across Ontario. And the tool they use to do this is literally a game changer. It's called a stay of proceedings. Think of this as your legal invincibility shield. The very second you file, this federal law instantly halts all creditor calls, it stops all lawsuits, and it freezes wage garnishments dead in their tracks. It stops the bleeding immediately and gives you back total control of your hard-earned paycheck. Now here is a fact that shocks almost everyone. The myth is that government debt is permanent. The fact? You can clear taxes legally? Yep. Both a consumer proposal and a bankruptcy can completely wipe out CRA income tax arrears, HST debt, and even those stressful CRB overpayments. The government is bound by this legal process just like any regular credit card company. Let's look at David's cheat code, a real-world example of this in action. So here's David's journey. He lives over in Vaughan, right near Canada's Wonderland. Step 1. He was getting absolutely crushed by 22 grand in unsecured debt, plus soaring variable rate mortgage payments. He was terrified the bank would seize his family home. Step 2, he consults an expert and files a consumer proposal. Step 3, the magic happens. He keeps his home, he keeps his car, and he legally clears that unsecured debt. His creditors accepted a smaller percentage of what he owed because the proposal guaranteed them a much better return than if he went bankrupt. For the first time in years, David finally slept peacefully. All right, time for the ultimate showdown cheat sheet. Let's summarize the facts. So, let's look at the hard math of this showdown. Asset protection? A proposal lets you keep the whole shebang. Bankruptcy requires surrendering some non-exempt value. Monthly payments? Proposal is fixed. Bankruptcy fluctuates if your income goes up. Credit impact? An R7 for 3 years versus an R9 for up to 7. Financial windfalls? A proposal lets you keep 100% of your bonuses. Bankruptcy takes a cut. Both clear CRA tax debt. Huge win there. And upfront fees? Absolutely none for a proposal when you work with Iris Smith, Trustee and Receiver, Inc. Looking at the hard math is for sure the key to choosing your path to freedom. Bringing us to your financial fresh start. Let's get you back on track. Guys, there are immediate, totally risk-free benefits waiting for you right now. When you reach out to the pros at Iris Smith, Trustee and Receiver, Inc., you get a completely free, highly confidential consultation. There is absolutely zero judgment and zero shame. They're going to build you a custom legal roadmap. There are zero upfront fees for proposals, and you get to stop that creditor harassment instantly. You literally have nothing to lose but your debt. The power is entirely in your hands right now. Don't wait around until it's too late. Claim your second chance and start your fresh financial future today. After all, if a legal cheat code to financial freedom is sitting right in front of you, why in the world wouldn't you use it? Call either Brandon or Iris Smith today for a free, no-judgment consultation to learn the options available to you to deal with your debt problem.